football girl talks to herself, because that's really what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of messing with my equipment and figured I'd talk a little bit about the combine, which will begin officially in just 2 days, even though everybody's there and there's coin tosses going on where the Cowboys and the Ravens, who entered the draft process with exactly the same record and tiebreakers and everything, had a coin toss this morning, and the Cowboys were awarded number 16 overall. Well, the Ravens were awarded number 17, or I shouldn't say awarded. I should say we're screwed and are stuck with number 17 overall. But the combine, as most people know it, is a measurement of speed and strength and height and all of that. But there's so much more that goes on. Normally I go, and I'm very sad that this year in particular I cannot make it, but that's because of the doctor's orders, because I am 30 weeks pregnant. See, you can even see the back there, revealing my pregnancy pounds, but it is what it is. So in my third trimester, as I sit here being large in pregnancy pants, I will watch from afar and think of, first of all of the agents that go to Indy that don't have clients. It is one of the weirdest things that you will ever see, and sad, really. They have a big agent meeting every year, and some of them, I think, hope that they can maybe glom on to one of the bigger agencies, maybe pick off somebody's client at some point. I don't know, but so many of them, don't have any clients. I'm not just talking about 2014 draft prospects. I'm talking anybody in the NFL. And these are the certified by the NFLPA people. They're not just random off the streets, but they, it's not that easy to get an NFL client. So they go and they schmooze, and then I don't know what they do the rest of the time. When I've been there, I've, chatted with a few of them, and a lot of them have part-time jobs. They work in finance, they do other forms of law, they work at McDonald's, whatever, to make ends meet. But it's a really kind of sad situation. The other thing that people don't talk about enough, and obviously this isn't something that would ever be televised, but the medical element of the combine is perhaps the most important, perhaps the most influential in changing somebody's draft stock via a team. Maybe not through the media, because we're not privy to that information, but oftentimes, there'll be oftentimes it'll be a nagging injury that the medics discover. They go through a battery of tests. I'm talking, MRIs and general physicals and, maybe some blood work. And you can really discover those nagging injuries that maybe don't show up on a college football injury report or something. And sometimes there's new injuries. There was a prospect with heart murmurs that was discovered at the combine. And this stuff really affects your draft stock, if you're not, even if you are one of the upper echelon players. But yeah, I think that's something that people should really know goes on. So if you see somebody who maybe didn't have terrible numbers in terms of the physicality elements of the combine go down, then you know that there might be something going on physically. Also, mentally, I guess would be the right word, because, big elements, again, probably, maybe rivaling the physical that they undergo is the interview portion. And, this is going to be a big year for one particular player. But every year, you're sitting down with coaches, GMs, sometimes scouts, player personnel directors, and you're talking about your life. You're talking about yourself as a person and your goals and how you're going to fit into a locker room, which, is quite the topic these days. And, if you don't look, if you're not one of these top 15 prospects that has kind of solidified his spot almost no matter what, if you're kind of that middle of the pack, which is 85% of prospects, I mean, that can make or break you. I mean, this is just a matter of, does this player personnel director like you, or the guy he talked to you 5 minutes ago with exactly the same combine numbers, exactly the same size, in the same position? So if you don't make eye contact, if you don't like the GM doesn't like the book that you said is your favorite book, I mean, this stuff can really impact you. I think even more so because, again, the emphasis so much now is going to be on locker room culture. And if you even stink of being a bad seed and you don't have the talent to back it up, because, the sad truth is the talented ones are the ones that can get away with crap. You'd like to say that's not true, but it is. But if you're just average Joe Schmo NFL player, maybe that's going to conceivably have a 3 to 4 year career, and you rub the person interviewing you the wrong way, you're going to drop. You just are. So when you see those on draft night, it's always really interesting to look at, the big draft prognosticators boards, and then see the guys that just fall so far. And usually it's due to one of those two things. So I just wanted to offer a little insight. St. Elmo's Steakhouse is where everybody eats. So if you're in Indy, sit at the bar and you'll see some cool GM or owner, certainly a bunch of media people, for whatever that's worth. Who cares about seeing media people? And that's pretty much it. But it's really a very, very cool event, and I am very sad to miss it. I'll be watching on TV like most of you, and really excited for this draft period. As Mike Mayock said yesterday, it's the deepest he's seen in some time in the wide receiver and I think offensive tackle department. So it's going to be really, really fun to see the ramifications of adding those guys this year. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So have fun this week. Enjoy watching Rich Eisen run and all the other things that happen at the combine. And I will try this again soon, and maybe I'll actually talk to someone.